Okay, here we are. We're going to put MbL in the red. Ladies and gents, this is the final group stage set in Titans League. It has been 5 weeks, 5.5, 4.5, something like that. All I know is there's been a lot of games. And Group D was seen as the group of death at the very start. And we are in a situation where Dogao needs 3 wins in order to stay alive in Platinum for next season. If he gets a 2-1, he will be tied with ACCM. However, he will lose to ACCM on the tiebreaker with sets 1. And also with their head-to-head as ACCM beat him 2-1 a few weeks back. In the red, you've got MbL. He's playing as the Mayans, and here he comes forward already. He is bringing a villager, and he's bringing an eagle, and he is ready to lame. MbL, an hour ago, got off a freaking plane. I was texting him because he was waiting for his luggage. And he also asked, he said, what's the situation in the group? And he was told that he is confirmed to be first place. So he is confirmed to be first place. Oh, my God. He's... He just half pushed the zebra towards Dogao's TC by accident, which is hilarious. But even if MbL does get 3-0'd here, he will be first place in the group, which is massive for him. That, to me, though, was hilarious. Now, you have 1 elephant or 1 rhino on this map, and so laming with a forward villager can be really strong if you could take that out, but he's not going to find that. However, he has killed 3 of the food out here, 3 of the ostrich and the zebra, and he's looking for more. And honestly, like, MbL did this in another set, and it is amazingly strong. Also, this happened to Dogao when he was up against ACCM, where ACCM played as the Aztecs and did it. Like, this is a really rough start right now for Dogao. Dogao's playing as the Sicilians. They don't have any Dark Age eco bonuses. And when you play as the Mayans, you always get Loom at the start. And so, thankfully, Dogao finds this. But if you have a Loomed villager and the opponent does not have a Loom, you force them to research it, send forward that Vil. Good stuff from MbL so far. I think this is somewhat manageable for Dogao. It's going to be awkward, though. Meanwhile, for MbL, he's bringing in his Rhino. Very open map, guys. It's all about snowballing early aggression, so what better way to slow someone down than to go for the lane? $40 per victory. That remains consistent. And then, of course, you got placement prizes after this. But, again, MbL's got to bye to the quarterfinals. We'll talk more about that. Because Dogao lost 1 game to Bad Boy earlier, he needs a 3-0 against the top player in the group right now. So that's going to be a tricky task for him. So MbL just made a house there. I think he's just going to make his way back home at this point. He does actually have some resources he hasn't found at his base. So if Dogao were to be looking, he could maybe find some of that. Seems to sense there could be a TC here. Thought about going that way. He's still sensing there's a TC. Hasn't actually seen a house yet, though, so now he sees the house. It's unfortunate for Dogao. He will not find these goats as of yet. Dogao has picked the Sicilians now 3 times in Titans League. You guys like that, or you guys hate that? I feel like Sicilians might be better on the more boomy maps. But I really don't understand a Sicilian choice on a map like this. If you watch the draft, the Mongols were saved to the very last pick. It was MbL's 5th pick, so Dogao could have drafted the Mongols in there somewhere. I would maybe prefer to have the Mongols. I don't know. They do resist bonus damage. Their farms do have a lot of food on them. I personally just feel like there are civilizations that are better out there than these Sicilians. And you notice Dogao went forward, tried to steal some goats, thinking MbL might not have his. Both players missed out on this. And now he's going to come home and he's going to push in what's left. But he's actually going to be able to pull off the same uptime he probably would have wanted to achieve. Or I take that back, actually. I was going to say it was going to be 20 pop. It might end up going 21 pop now. Also, what's up, Ark? Thomas, you didn't miss anything? No. You did not miss anything. This is game 1 and to play all 3. This will conclude the group stage. So I'm assuming this is going to be scouts for Dogao. Needs to drop off the food, and there he goes. As for MbL, he had that villager walking around for a while. He wasn't able to push in any of his food. But he will have more food in the long term underneath his TC. I guess that's kind of the point. And he will click up at around 23 pop. Excuse me, sorry. My body's been hating me for all the streams and casts recently. So I'm just trying to chill out here. Drink some water. Derek, I haven't bought a lottery ticket since I was like 21, which is a long time ago. But if you want to buy one for me, best of luck, man. Best of luck. Excuse me, sorry. Okay, there we go. We should be good now. So I think the key for Dogao is, will he be able to get his barracks up on time? That seems questionable. And also get his eco upgrades. How much food you have underneath your TC is also an important conversation, but if he can get his farm upgrade and his wood upgrade and his eco upgrades, everything's good. I don't think he can do all that. Also, will his scouting be good? MbL finds his extra sheep, but MbL is coming forward with 3 militia. Dogao went forward, which is probably the play. He now is turned around, pushed in his deer, and now he is going back forward again. And there's the stable. Looks like he's going to be very close. And tell me Dogao saw that. I'm going to assume Dogao saw that. He didn't look like he saw it. He did wall off this side a little bit. Dogao likes to do the pre-built palisades. He doesn't like to finish them. That always makes me nervous. That one seems to be able to protect him there. He goes for the wood. He goes for the farm upgrade. Again, he's at the limit, but he is making a scout, and now he sees that what's happening, and now he's going to prep his walls over here as well. Not so easy to do on this map. This is why I get nervous, by the way. He's going to finish that, go back to the berries, and come on, Dogao, finish it, man. He's a very confident player, let's put it that way. MbL, I like this decision. He's actually adding the spearman first, so he skips the man-at-arm upgrade. And so it's going to be a whole lot tougher for that. Oh my god, he saw that as well. But it's going to be a whole lot tougher for the scouts to engage against this. Dogao, however, is Sicilian, so he takes less damage, less bonus damage, which would mean MbL might need to make more spearmen than he normally would. And Dogao just soaking up the pressure so far. And he is going to go into a range. And he's got 3 scouts forward. Honestly, very impressed with Dogao. He's made this part look very easy. There's a reason man-at-arms spearman is a play these days. Does not have access to gold right now, so he would not be able to make many archers, but he could make 1. Now, MbL loves to make spearmen. So if you're putting MbL in a position where he's making spears, I don't think he's going to be too upset. He's a big trash unit player. Dogao, again, is he going to build this? See what I mean? Like, I would have to pre-build that. He does not do that. He still continues to run around. And he's making skirms. So I think in the back of his mind, he knows this archery range is probably making archers, and he's really concerned. He's only been producing out of 1 building, and that's the stable. MbL's been producing out of the barracks and also the range, and you can see that reflected there in the military count. That's good micro from Dogao, though. He'll take out the spearman without losing a scout. And again, the key for him would just be skirm numbers here. And here he goes for a villager. That should be an easy kill for the Brazilian. Gets it. He did misjudge that a little bit there, unfortunately. But he still has all of his scouts alive. He has 2 kills, 0 deaths. He actually has patrolled his skirmishers over here into that house from MbL. God, that's annoying. Dogao now has to address this. He knows this is a concern. Skirms are going to be the most important unit for him now. Definitely see MbL mix in a few more eagles here. Ezo civs are really complicated because most civs are going to go man-at-arms, archers, scouts, and skirms. They've got eagles to mix in there from that barracks, and well, no, like I feel like the man-at-arm upgrade might be worth it here for MbL. He's still got 3 full HP militia, and he's up against skirms, but I've been impressed with how Dogao has handled this. A lot of players, I think, would have fallen further behind, and look at that micro. Damn, dude. Like, Dogao is looking amazing. Also, these farms are going to last forever with the Sicilians, which is not bad. Also, I'm very impressed with MbL's shape so far. Remember, he hadn't played for like a week, and he did just, I think he was on vacation in like France or something. So, he like just got home. I don't think he had time for any warm-up games or anything. He also said that he wasn't feeling too well, so there's a lot of different things here. And it certainly doesn't look like this guy just stepped off a plane. But he is, I mean, he's holding so much control against Dogao right now. Dogao patiently just hoping his skirms are going to whittle things down. But it's tough when there's eagles there. And the concern for Dogao right now is you cannot take gold. If you want it, you also can't take your berries. So you can't take berries for food. You have to make another mill for farms. Dogao gaining the hill. Taking out the spears. The scouts are engaging. I don't think this is a good engagement for Dogao. I think he needed to wait a little bit longer than this, but maybe I'm wrong. There's still eagles there. There's still archers there. I don't know if that was worth it for him. And now the archers are going to be on his wood line, and he has to take care of those archers. He really should have waited. I think he needed like 1 or 2 more scouts. So it wasn't easy, but I don't know. Now at this point, he's made his life so much more complicated. Eagles are going to harass over here. The archers are on the other side of the wood line. It's impossible for the skirms to get over there. And if Dogao loses one game, he is relegated, which is crazy. He'll go down to gold. More archers on the way for MbL. Look at MbL's resources right now. His resources are insane. Dogao has not had a bad game, but MbL is just producing more. It's 1 barracks and 1 range, and he's just had constant production. For Dogao, he hasn't produced scouts nonstop. The skirms have been pretty good, though. Like, here I'm finding a moment where his range is idle. I think these are the moments that will add up a little bit, but maybe he feels like he doesn't want to make more skirms. It could be something going through his mind here. This whole wood line could go down, though. He's lost. Actually, he killed one. That's his first one that he's actually lost. Once again, MbL's Eagles are looking so good. I think Dogao might need to make a run for it with these fills. Let's see. I think he makes a run for it. Because if these archers are back here, yeah, he's going to lose everything. And it's better to run in towards the Eagles than it would be to get hit by those archers. Is Man-at-Arm not worth it here? For either player, no. For MbL, he's got Eagles. He macroed his way up so he could go up to Castle Age. And he's going to be going up soon here as we have a Donjon. Donjon, man. I mean, he needs to protect his gold. I might be able to make some sergeants against Eagles, but Dogao has not clicked up yet. Such crazy damage from MbL. He killed 2 villagers. He lost 1. But the fact that he'll be in Castle Age probably 2 minutes faster is unbelievable here. That said, we should say Dogao, he's got 20 farms. He's also using the market to try and get up. I think he senses that MbL might be up. The Donjon will protect the front of his base. It does have ranged upgrades from before. And there goes Dogao on the way. There goes Dogao on the way to Castle Age. So for MbL, it's going to be Eagles. For Dogao, he's going to need Knights. And he needs to hold off these Eagles for about 90 seconds. Dang. Felt like Dogao was really trying to take out those archers. But every time he does that, MbL sends an Eagle forward and dodges to the side. MbL's micro has been so good. Dogao's micro has been good as well. The thing about meso saves is you can trade evenly and then still be behind. You say civilization, like all the best civilizations are like that. Chinese are like that. Hindustanis, like their eco is going to be good. Their next wave of army is going to be strong. That said, I'm not sure MbL's archers are in the best of positions here. And he didn't have many eagles here to support. He actually has archers over here. And he could be sitting behind that wood line. Dogao kills all the archers. Okay, not all of them, excuse me. Gonna have 1 remaining. And he's adding a second stable. He's a minute away from making knights. He could defend from these archers if he wanted to. And MbL killing the skirmishers slowly. But overall, what MbL is going to want to go for here. I thought he was going to go for an Eagle Flood. But apparently I'm wrong. He's going to go crossbow with Bodkin now. Armor upgrades for Dogao. Here he has to go for some damage control to hold from this. Those crossbows do have Bodkin arrow. And this is awkward for him. But it still feels like he can get to knights. MbL already adding town center number 2. Is producing Eagle Scouts and producing crossbows. But he doesn't have the Eagle Warrior upgrade. Look at Dogao. He pulls more villagers that haven't been hit yet. Loses that one though. And here he's got to defend his gold. He's going to hop away from the gold now. Into the dungeon. He can fit 10 in there. Crossbows from MbL. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Look at those crossbows though. That is the most MbL thing ever. Are you kidding me? That's insane. Everything else to focus on, and you know that if you sneak along the edge of the map, you get to that wood line. Dang. This could relegate Dogao. What a wonderful play there from MbL. My god. That's so sick. And we know he's already going to be ahead in eco, but to hit this wood line like this, and kill this many villagers might be the end for Dogao. Dogao's army will be very strong because he's got Skirm Knight. So on paper, he will be able to kill a lot of what Dogao, of what MbL's sending his way. MbL doesn't have Eagle Warrior yet, for example, right? But MbL can make whatever he might need. Knight's there. Dogao saves the villager. But I'm sure he's not feeling great right now. Are Eagles noticeably worse than Sicilian Knights due to the bonus damage reduction? Honestly, I'm not too sure. Obviously, that Pikeman play is nerfed a bit. Now, having something like Monks is going to be huge. MbL knows it. And he does not get that conversion. I feel like Dogao really needed to get away there. It feels like if anything else goes wrong for Dogao, this game might be over for him. Now, losing your Lumberjacks is not as bad with Sicilians because you're not going to be reseeding your farms near as quickly. And if you ever want to reboom, you could always build this TC lightning fast so you can get back into the game. He's got 6 knights. He's going to get chain barding armor as well. So he's still got really good upgrades. And let's look at MbL's point of view. MbL is just waiting like an AI on the hill. But he's clearly just focused on monks and crossbows now. MbL making outposts everywhere. Really curious where his opponent will be coming in. Couple spearmen here. These are just scouting spearmen. MbL wants vision on this side. He might notice this as he looks over there. He sees the knights now. And these spearmen are going to run in. Knowing MbL, they're going to find a villager or something. But no, it's just a spearman. There goes MbL's monks. MbL with 56 villagers. He has so many villagers. And now he quickly goes for some houses. And oh my god, what great judgment from him to know he could get that down. What a risky play that is if it doesn't work out. Sure, he has his monks and crossbows around, but he defends himself there. MbL top of the group for a reason. This guy's been amazing. Also holding to his hill because more knights could go in. He's definitely in a defensive position right now. Dogao's dictating the pace of the game. But look, like, immediately 3 monks on 3 different knights right there. Like, that's wild. And he does see this stuff too, right? Like, he's just spamming army everywhere. And his monks are always going to find a target. He's the best monk player in the game. If he wanted to go full arena monk play, he could probably do it. Just not a guy who prefers arena. I do still think you could consider getting pikemen, by the way. I don't hate it. It's not like you're doing 0 bonus damage. So if you have, I guess 5 spearmen's not that crazy. But, you know, if you have the resources, you might want to consider it here. He is getting ballistics, though. Dogao's still looking around to find damage. Ballistics, excuse me, hits at the proper time. MbL goes for his conversions. He does not have Sanctity. And he will lose 3 monks. That's a start for Dogao. Losing 1 knight isn't the end of the world considering what could have happened. Caught MbL out in the rare moment. MbL has to track this. MbL also has to track this. He had beautiful click walls before. But can Dogao stay alive here? This is an awesome raid for Dogao. Plenty of kills incoming for him. And the knights might actually be able to escape as well because they can run right through the gate. And Dogao saw there was an army, so that's actually good for Dogao. He can get out of here now. He is still almost 20 villagers behind, but he's gotten some good kills here. It just feels like eventually he's going to need to get a trade. He's going to need to get some type of trade against crossbows. Right? Like, he needs to kill MbL's army at some stage. And that's going to be a tough task. Boom, boom. What's going to be 2 conversions? Dogao runs away. Still 2 TCs. The farms will actually start to expire now, so it's good that he has wood income. 18 crossbows and 20 knights. You know, if the monks weren't there, I feel like the knights could destroy. And so Dogao's thinking the same. I would love to see Dogao destroy this house. Is that house annoying anybody else? It's bothering me. Our chat is also super bugged. It just keeps shifting for some reason. Also, what's up, Cole? Kill the house, man. Thank you. I'm sick and tired of looking over there. Knights this direction. So Dogao hits the one side, expects the monks to show up to that side, and now he goes to the other side, and MbL gets 1, 2 conversions there, and also the knights can't hit. MbL's sitting between a wood line. Dogao. Feels very stubborn of him to stay in there, but as he runs away, he will take shots. 2 of his buddies are chasing him here. And MbL, 78 villagers, 36 army. The flow of this game makes me feel like MbL is playing Huns. He's just producing out of everything all the time. Monks everywhere, crossbows, TCs. We'll drop a castle on the hill now. What I said earlier today was that, so, you know, I'm going to assume people know this, but just in case you don't, Dogao, wow, that took a long time, but the conversion finally comes in. Dogao played Bad Boy earlier. And I said that he needed to 3-0 Bad Boy because I felt like a 2-1 against MbL would be very difficult, but a 3-0 would be impossible. And this is why I said that. The guy's top of the group for a reason. MbL has beat every single player that he played in the group. 3-0'd ACCM, 3-0'd Bad Boy, 2-1's Nikov, and 2-1's Tato. The hype is real about him right now. Light Cav decision was correct from Dogao. Still questioning the Sicilians, you know? Like, of all the civilizations to pick, all 3 of these games being so important, I'm still not sure about the Sicilian choice, but hey, kill some villagers there. MbL still has killed 11 in total. Dogao has now killed 6. And MbL is going to drop TCs all over these golds. Oh, Dogao needed that one. He needed that one. That could have been a way back into the game there, denying that gold. Here's a crossbow counterattack. The first time MbL's moved forward in a long time. He's getting thumb ring now. Dogao dodging some shots. Dogao wanting to engage here. You cannot engage against this many crossbows, though. Not with 4 knights. Or, excuse me, you can take the engagement. That doesn't mean you're going to win it, though. He will kill these villagers, though. MbL is clearly distracted with the micro. As, again, MbL finds a little choke point. Those knights will end up going down. In the end, Dogao might not actually hate that, because he did kill a lot of crossbows here. Also killed some villagers there. Now Eco KD is in favor of Dogao. Still having constant raids. Is on 3 TCs and actually clears up these crossbows. And MbL has 7 monks, but it feels like these old men are running all around the map. It also, the monks look so cool. Meso monks are the best. Talk about gold positions right now. For Dogao, he's got this. He must be scouting for more. There's another gold here. Yeah, gold is hard to come by. That's my point. That's why MbL is dropping a million TCs. This TC was on a gold. He also is going to see this gold over here. Lovely use of the outposts. Still running around. Dogao, like, what's your tech switch? Can you tech switch? I don't think so. I think your best unit as the Sicilians is probably knights in the long run. MbL wants some knights because he can't make them with the civilization, so he's got the monks, and MbL says, don't worry, I'll just snag that relic then. 3 minutes away from Imp is the Norwegian, Dogao. He's still way behind in this game. He's behind in military. He's behind in eco, and eco is the big one here. I feel like even if MbL had like 10 military, Dogao wouldn't really be able to do much because of the way that MbL built up his base here. Got castles in proper positions. He's got villagers protected by TCs everywhere. Very rare to see Mayans go 5 TCs, but it makes sense. It's not meta, but it makes sense for this map. Maybe it should be meta. There's a defensive castle to protect the gold. That'll be nice, because MbL was about to push forward, and that would have been trouble. Also, the light cav here, they're going to go in for these monks. And Dogao will probably get most of these. Okay, light cav running after the monks. Will kill the monks. A little sloppy there from MbL. This is TC number 6 for MbL. He's just missing a TC over here on this gold. Let's see. Well, wait for it. Outpost. Outpost in 3, 2, 1. Okay, MbL, you disappoint me. Dogao will actually see this one, though. Dogao will see this one, and MbL doesn't know he's been spotted. So this TC will be denied. Little greedy there, MbL. Little greedy. He's still thinking about archers in the long run. He doesn't actually have the best food eco. He might not be able to get Bracer. Also, if Dogao can take out Man, this castle's so nicely timed. I was going to say, if Dogao can take out one of MbL's ranged armies. MbL is kind of split up at the moment. Still 100 villagers, 3 relics, all these golds controlled. We'll soon be on 4 castles. I mean, MbL is playing a completely different game right now. We'll say Dogao's going to try and go up to Imp. He will soon have a second castle. He really needs castles, though, where he can protect golds, and he can't get much gold. Like, this gold he just found. This gold isn't locked down. Dogao running away. He does click up to Imp. He needs 4.5 minutes until he has Cavalier with armor. And then, I mean, he's going to need the resources for that, too. He's going to need the army for that. MbL's at 160 pop. Bracers in. There's plumes. There's crossbows. Would love to see the Arbalest upgrade here. And now he's bringing Trebs to the center hill. He's got a castle going up. My God, dude. Like, I know that I've been a fan of MbL's for years, right? You guys know how fun I feel he is to watch. Sometimes, there's some aspects where you're like, okay, that's ridiculous with MbL. It's not even entertainment. But for me, it's just like, anytime you watch this guy play, whether it's ranked games or tourneys, there's always something exciting happening. But this is genuinely nuts. He got off a plane an hour and a half ago. Like, what in the world? Using a converted knight. It was probably just camping the gold there. Dogao's probably going to lose his castle soon. 100 villagers from MbL. You can stop there with Mayans, by the way. You really don't need to go above that. You just go full army from here. And that full army is going to be plumed archers for him. I don't think there's a world where he's actually going to need to go into halberdiers, which is amazing, right? Because Sicilians take less bonus damage from it. Like, the timing on the positions on the sides and now this castle in the middle. It's like this hill was made for a castle. And now he just waits. Couple plumes running around, but for the most part, he just waits with that main arm army. This could relegate Dogao, guys. Obviously, the games are still going to be played regardless. So if Dogao does lose this, we still see 2 more games. It's still $40 per win. But none of those games would have any effect on the standings. Dang. Well, MbL was on vacation for a week, and he just got off a flight and said he was sick. Right? So yeah, sure, like a flight that's a couple hours might not be the biggest deal. But I think just like not playing for a week is like the bigger aspect of this. And Dogao realized, I can't afford anything. He can't get Cavalier. What you want is you want Cavalier, you want Hauberk, and then you want plate barding armor. But like he's not going to have the army, right? He's going to have 16 Cav, even if he could get Cavalier. And I do not think that upgrade is that much of a game changer. Not when MbL has this much control. So MbL, what would be interesting now is to see if MbL could tie the league leaders, if you could call it, or like the league leaders with points. I think that takes MbL up to 11 wins total. You have 2 other players who were able to reach 13. You had Vinchester and you had Hera who reached 13 as tops of their groups. But $40 more in the pocket for MbL. That confirms Dogao will be relegated. He will not be in Platinum League next season. And ACCM will be, as he survives and will get 4th place. But we still have 2 more games to cast. So let's go. All right, so we have the good luck, have fun. We've got $80 more on the line here. $40 per game. MbL, let's see how serious he takes it. He's playing as the Britons. MbL's been a beast. Dogao, unfortunately, is relegated. Appreciate both these guys a lot. They've both been around for a very long time. I think for Dogao, I did predict that he would. It was a hard prediction to make, okay? It's not like I was like, woo! It's not like I was super serious on it either, because at the end of the day, we knew there was going to be so many talented players in Group D. But I did predict that he would be relegated because I felt like, maybe he's not quite up to par compared to some of the other players, particularly sometimes with the Civ choices, Sicilians in Game 1 definitely has me feeling the same way. Anyways, we've got 5 on sheep right now for MbL. Obviously, I say sheep. These are actually buffaloes. Britons get that bonus, so they can have 5 and still keep constant build production. And on a map where you might want to consider an early barracks or a dock, you can send villagers to wood 1 vil earlier. So that's nice. That said, Japanese have the cheaper lumber camps, mills, and mining camps. Japanese have the tanky fishing ships, so I expect some water control for Dogao. The issue that I find with Japanese on this map is that it's not an out-and-out water map, and if this turns into land, the Britons dominate. I don't really know what advantage the Japanese have on land beyond maybe an early man-at-arm play. But if it's ranged units, Britons have the better ranged units, and if it's not ranged units, Britons actually have the better stable units. I suppose that Britons don't have the better infantry units, but since infantry is usually countered by archers, that's why the archers is the big deal. Yeah, I'm happy to be on at a different time. I won't do it all the time, but I might be doing it a bit more over the next month, so happy to have you guys. Thanks for listening in tonight. So, we'll see if MbL docks or if he goes for a barracks. MbL, every time he's played this, he says, screw the water. In fact, I don't think he's made a single fishing ship. But I could be wrong. Maybe he did end up making a fishing ship at one stage. The approach I really like is to go for a drush, because civs like Japanese or Lithuanians are normally going to have fishing ships. And also, you're able to hit the opponent before they wall. So I'm going to expect MbL to make militia. And there he goes. Who is better Trebs? Well, I guess the Britons would win that as well. But the Japanese would be able to run away faster. So if that matters to you, then yeah. Okay, here's a question. This is a serious question. Because I've never thought about this before, and I'm really glad you brought up Trebs. So if it's a... We know if it's a standing Treb fight, that Warwolf Trebs win, because Warwolf Trebs never miss, okay? However, could you use Japanese Trebs, fire, pack up, move to the side, and then fire again? Could you, like, basically use it like a crossbow war and pretend one person doesn't have ballistics and then just dodge it? I've never seen that before. That's not something you do with Trebs. But I feel like they pack up fast enough where you could actually maybe do that. But I also don't know if the Warwolf Trebs will hit. This is a serious question, by the way. Like, I really want someone to test this. Anyways, here come the militia. Militia will hit Dogao's scouts, so now Dogao knows. I'm guessing Dogao expects this. He's got tons of food here. And so we'll make life awkward to collect the fishing ships, or collect the fish with the fishing ships, but he's brought in near 100 food already from that. And he is going to rush up towards feudal age. Dogao is still undefeated in Golden Swamp, says Ricardo. Is he? Let's think. I remember he won against Nikov. And I think he also won against Tato, didn't he? And he might have played another set. I also don't remember. I guess Bad Boy earlier, he didn't play Golden Swamp. Well, here's MbL with his scout and his militia. I'd like to see Dogao consider sending some villagers to gold before his opponent comes over here. He is on the way to feudal age. If he would be denied off gold, that would be a problem, but he does have some golds over here. Warwolf Trebs can be dodged with normal units such as bombard cannons. Yeah, I'm just wondering if you can dodge it with a Treb. Because, you know, after Kataparuto, Japanese Trebs are able to pack up quite quickly. So there's always 225 food on the salmon. That's down to 74. So he's brought in a decent amount of food, but probably not enough to excite him right now. And there's a dock for MbL. And I think MbL is going to click up here shortly. It is interesting to see the dock, but have him not be on the way to feudal age at this stage. Still trying to focus down these fishing ships. It's pretty comical if you really think about this. It's so normal to us, but if you just really stare at it and let your brain process how ridiculous this is, there's a guy on water with a club bashing down a fishing ship that has no humans inside of it. As the humans are trying to collect, or as the fish, not controlled by humans, the fishing ship, sorry, is trying to collect salmon in a swamp. Makes sense, makes sense. T90, if you ever manage to finally beat MbL on ladder, will you upload it? Well, of course. I mean, if it's an entertaining game. And I would find ways to make it entertaining, believe me, because I would definitely brag upload with that. But I don't know if that's ever going to happen, my friend. I think there's a pretty big gap between the two of us. Japanese infantry attacks faster starting in feudal, so the militia there do some damage. And MbL is much later to clicking up to feudal age than I expected. His dock was not to contest water, it was actually to fish. And that feels out of place to me. That's weird to me, because you know Dogao's going to go up to feudal age, and normally what you see is a fire galley or two. I'm okay with how MbL's played this so far, but that faster uptime is normally what you need. That said, he is walling this. And Dogao has really struggled with scouting, because he pulled his scout home, and he's been keeping a close eye on all this. And so here he comes. MbL, perfect timing. I don't even know if he's paying attention to it, but the timing feels right. That said, Dogao has archers already. Those archers will be able to freely move out across the map. MbL also did just lose his scout there as well. Dogao's got a 3 HP scout, so he could still scout the map. And I expect MbL to go into archers here. And we have to assume that he did see the militia there, but they're now going to be men-at-arms, and I haven't seen any reaction yet. Making a house. Pulling off the berries. Now, he obviously could quick wall those villagers in, but he's either foreseeing the fact that archers are going to arrive, so he doesn't want to do that, or he just wants to take the buffalo. It's a little bit faster. Man, he's being so patient here. God, those men-at-arms should run in. Oh. Okay, quick walls. Now you got to consider if you want to do this or not if you're Dogao and he decides against it. So I like the man-at-arm upgrade if you have the archers here as well. And the archers... Oh my god, there's an MbL villager. What the... Whoa. I didn't even see that. Oh, no way. Oh, MbL. Oh, rip. Okay, now it's making a little more sense. He's making a range at home as well. Sneaky boy. He also snuck a dock up here as well. But this villager's going to die here. And that'll be the second eco KD. Dang, his scouting must have struggled because he was so close. I think he tried to build it back here, but then he saw the villagers making the houses. And actually, guys, I think Dogao intentionally placed those houses there. I honestly think, like, there's no reason for Dogao to place houses like that unless he's thinking he needs some vision and there might be a sneak of some kind. So either he saw a villager early or he sensed something was up because things were way too quiet for MbL. Also, MbL just lost a villager repairing that mill. So it has been a sloppy few moments for him. And I'm just looking to see if this villager is going to survive right now. I could see Dogao just run back and forth with that villager in front. Or not. This is going to surprise Dogao, though. Dogao is not aware that MbL has this dock. And so he could get surprised on water and this game could change a little bit. Overall, though, oh my god, MbL trapped his archer between the berry bushes. Oh god, take the bush fast, people. We need army. Come on. Haven't you been paying attention? This is why we eat berries. Another fire galley on the way. No repair villager for MbL. Here we've got the archers behind MbL's woodline. I'm a little underwhelmed by the whole archer follow-up from Dogao. I get that he was chasing that one vill, who I think survived, by the way. I missed it, but come on, man. Like, you got to have fletching. Now I guess he's getting fletching. His food eco is really good, though. Like, his food eco is awesome. He's got fishing ships. He's got berries. He'll mix in farms. And he does have a lot more ranged units than MbL. But I think MbL's still in this because MbL surprised Dogao with that second dock. And now Dogao's attention is going to be split between pushing on land and defending on water. And that's a really tricky balance. And you can see right here, clearly he's focused on something else. And he runs directly into the ranged army there from MbL. Good work from MbL. MbL right now with 7 kills, make it 8. About to be 9 there with the man-at-arm. 3 fire galleys on water for him with 3 more in queue for Dogao. He's got 2 with 1 more in queue. And a demo. So Dogao, you know, he defended himself from the drush. Ended up getting some counterattacking in. But now he's falling behind a little bit. You would want to have some water control with the Japanese. As we established, if water is not the conversation, I feel like the Britons will end up being superior. That's probably why Dogao is going to click up to Castle Age here. He can definitely still compete on water if he's got a couple docks pumping. And he does need to wall up before MbL gets in. MbL could be super annoying with this army, for example. Dogao's now pushing back against MbL. MbL, a couple hundred food away from clicking up. Archer's still trapped, by the way. Archer's still trapped because that bush hasn't been eaten yet. Couple demos going off. Dogao trying his best to micro. He doesn't have a villager in the middle anymore, but he does, actually. She'll repair that. Good stuff, Dogao. And then he quickly walls up the side. And he's walled over here as well. Yeah, Dogao's in a much better position than he was a moment ago. 13 to 10 KD. Looks like he'll still be making some ranged units, and he's still going to be making Navy. MbL with a misplay here. Donate to Fire Galley. You could kind of wall in your fishing ships, Russell. It's not impossible. Is it realistic? Probably not. Because if you don't have the Navy to defend your ships, you're probably just going to lose whatever you build. But yeah, it is possible. Love this from Dogao, using an equal amount of ranged units to clear this up. Also still producing on water. Also, this villager's still out here repairing. Look at this. Trying. Oh, she sucks. This one's still alive on 3 HP. I don't think what MbL did here is necessarily wrong, right? Like, someone's asking, should he have committed to Fast Castle? I think it depends. Like, I think what he gained is he didn't give up full water. And so I actually like what he did for that reason. Because if he tries Fast Castle, it's possible Dogao, his life is easier. I think that's what makes MbL's decision here so nice. It's just the fact that Dogao's plans kind of got ruined. And he didn't have a flow to the game. Also, a demo here would be juicy. Because there's a villager there as well. Yeah, Dogao's looking. And Dogao will see that MbL is docking again. Also, you have a pretty large ranged army. And I don't know if Dogao will expect this. That could loop in behind the wood line. So you can see he's checking. But he's not exactly sure what MbL will do. Also, it looks like the demo will land. Sorry, there's a lot going on. And Dogao's trying to make galleys right now. And he wants to get the galley mass going. MbL's clearly going to go fire. So that'll be fun to watch. Dogao with Bodkin arrow. Had some crossbows. But he loses those. And he loses the skirms. And MbL has some really solid control right now. At least on land. Fishing ships getting picked off. That's nice, just in case. Ranged armies here. Now Dogao needs to defend from this. Dogao did add the second TC. So he has that. He does have the lead right now, but I don't feel like he has the flow of the game. I guess then again, he does have a crap ton on water right now. MbL's going to need some demos there, only producing out of 2 docks. Also, great pickoffs here from Dogao. He's hitting this army because MbL is probably focused elsewhere. And okay, actually, the Siege Workshop wasn't even needed, but the Scorpion's not going to hurt. And now I'm liking Dogao's position a lot more. You see what I mean? Like, I have to say, like, Golden Swamp has really delivered from an entertainment standpoint because we've seen so many different strats. We've seen going full water right away. We've seen land pressure. We've seen scouts. Golden Swamp has easily surpassed my expectations from a strategic standpoint. I was a little concerned about it, honestly, including it into the pool. It's been really good. And I think part of that is just the fact, demo. I think part of that is also the fact that it's not played in a ton of events, so people weren't exactly sure how to play it. But MbL, there's been instances where he would boom on multiple TCs and eventually come back. But in those instances, he had invested heavily into his farming eco. And he didn't do that here. And his eco upgrades are way off right now. Dogao, he's in a good spot with his eco upgrades. He's in a good spot with Siege at home. He does need to repair this Scorpion. But yeah, Dogao's position is awesome. I think Dogao, if he continues to go this direction, will be able to have full control of the water still. And MbL knows it. So MbL's like, nope, not going to give up just yet. What a great fight from MbL. He could just call the GG. He could see the score, say, yeah, you know what, I'm done. Whatever. $40 a win, who needs that? What's that buy me in Norway? Like a Skittle? And not even like the full pack of Skittles. I don't know if they sell Skittles in Norway. So here, like one M&M. They've got to have M&Ms in Norway, right? Maybe a peanut. A single peanut you could probably use $40 for in Norway from what I've heard. He's like, I don't need any more peanuts. He could just resign. It's super late. He's already won the group, but no, he continues to fight. He's a warrior, man. I don't know. I might have exaggerated slightly about the cost of things in Norway, but I've heard it's expensive. And MbL's not finished, man. He's not finished. Here he comes with fires. So now Dogao's like, are you kidding me? Because every time Dogao takes out docks, he thinks, okay, I can invest more into land now. And sure, he can, but MbL's making him fight for this. Chuck, I never got an email back from that company, sadly. It is pretty awkward to micro war galleys, but if you eventually get to the mast, the war galley is definitely the best play on this map. Here, a couple fires trading against each other. 61 villagers versus 52. Look at the eco upgrades and the resources floating right now for Dogao. It's looking really good. A peanut sounds about right as long as it's not salted. True, true, true. You know, it was awesome. So I went to a couple minor league baseball games a couple months back, or like a month or two ago. And a big thing at baseball games here in the States is peanuts. And like, I never eat peanuts, but I did at that game. And it was really, really satisfying. Like, I was like, wow, maybe it's the nostalgia of it all. MbL's still fighting. His docks are producing. He's got 3 docks producing. He's going to take this game late. Also, hello, Foreseen Cow. Glad you could make it. Nice to see you. Crossbow Army runs directly into MbL's TC. Sad times for Dogao. Sad times for Dogao overall, obviously, because he is still relegated as he fights on here. But he's had a good game here. MbL's food eco is not good. Like, he's clearly fully focused on the micro with Army, and he's not booming with his APM right now. Like, it's not good. It's been at 8 for a long time. And that's not really changing. But I think that's why he's still keeping it competitive on water, though. And he's actually switching into his own war galleys now. And that might actually bring the water back into his control, honestly. Also, especially because he's getting ballistics. We'll see. Dogao still has a decent amount of Navy himself. 5 Guys in baseball games are places for peanuts. Yeah, I guess I haven't eaten at a 5 Guys in a long time. I don't know, like, maybe it's because I'm old, but I remember last time I ate at 5 Guys, which is a burger chain, if you guys don't know what that is. I remember the grease just, like, dripping through the paper bag that I got my meal in. And even then, I was at the stage of my life where I was just like, ugh. That's a lot of grease. And I'm sure it tasted amazing, if I recall. But I don't know, man. Here comes some fire ships. We've got galleys and fires against regular galleys. Yeah, I haven't been there in a long time. And I'm keeping an eye on Capture Age. Capture Age is telling me that the numbers are close enough where Dogao can continue to extend his lead. But not if demos do something. Demos will accomplish a shot there. That's not bad. And MbL has ballistics. I think Dogao has been shocked at how much MbL sent on water, and I think he'll be shocked to know that MbL has ballistics now. He might sense it, or just that he needs it himself. Because he'll add his own university now. I thought 5 Guys was just my dating history. Well played, well played. Guys, MbL's still with 8 on food, and he's going for TC number 4 and number 5. Can someone explain this to me? I know it's cheap, okay? I know a Britain TC is like the cost of 2 farms. But MbL, I've done the math, and it does not check out, okay? It doesn't make sense to me. 5 TCs on 9 farms now, excuse me. You're not going to have the food income for that. His idle TC time is already really high. It's going to be much higher. Dogao needs to get some army over here, though. Still super focused on the middle. 18 galleys for him, only 7 for MbL, and MbL calls the GG. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Like, still an amazing fight from MbL, but Dogao's got almost a 20 villager lead. He's got amazing economy. He would be able to thwart this, and then he's going to dominate the middle and probably be an imp. Probably a good time for MbL to call it. Doesn't change the results. MbL still top of the group. Dogao, he still will be relegated in 5th place. But we will have one more game. Extra $40 there in Dogao's pocket. Not bad. And the final game might be a quick one. It's going to be on Atacama, which was a home map I don't think I've seen MbL pick yet. So I don't know. Maybe he's been thinking about things. All right, so here we are, game number 3. I'll change the colors again. There we go. You know, MbL has chosen a civilization which has been played on every single map, I believe. Let's go through the map pool real quick. We got Arabia played. Atacama, Fortified Clearing, Golden Swamp. Did I say Arena? I think I didn't say Arena. Jungle Swamp. Serengeti. Ooh, I don't know if they've been played on Serengeti, actually. Okay. Shoot, how do I not remember all the maps? You guys keep listing maps. I guarantee you they've been played on all those maps. We'd have to double check on Serengeti. Anyways, they've been played a lot. And like I've been saying, Cross they've been played on. And like I've been saying is that this is not a civilization which necessarily has direct bonuses for the maps that they're being played on. It's just they're just overall solid and do everything really well. So, you know, cheaper villagers can be helpful, but it's not like there's any bonuses which directly affect your start with the little pond here. And on the other side, that is the case for Dogao. And I consider this to be the best cross-civilization, or not cross-civilization. It is one of the best cross-civilizations, but I think it's arguably even a little bit better on Atacama. Since we do have a little bit of water, he's going to go for the pond. He's gone 4 on wood early. Here he goes over here to dock. He will have an earlier dock than really is possible with any other civ. You could do a similar thing with Persians, possibly. There you go. If only someone made a stat sheet with this information. Yeah, but you're here, Robo, so please give us the information. I can't reference it while I'm casting. Please and thank you. But now, there is an awesome civ stat sheet, which he could maybe link if you guys want to look through. Long story short, Hindustani's good. Other civs bad. That's basically all you need to hear. But yeah, like, you can get 2 to 3 fishing ships out, and you started with that extra food. Plus, you could push in your deer, take your boars. You could be up fast. I've actually seen build orders, because I've tested builds on this version, where you're up at 9:15 or something before you even take your second boar. I'm not saying that's necessarily good. Also, it looks like Dogao is about to get housed, so he's going to get early loom. That'll slow him down a little bit. But yeah, I mean, you might not end up needing all the food because of how the start goes with Lithuanians. Hindustanis have been played on all maps so far. The only map they haven't won on is Gold Rush. Yikes, man. Yikes, that's crazy. Wait, Hindustanis have been played on Houseboat? Wow. I forgot about Houseboat. That's crazy. I mean, I'm sure you could say the same about a lot of other civilizations, that they have a lot of wins, but man, they've been picked a lot. And I don't think we're going to see them in the final stages, because the drafts will change. I could see a lot of players banning them. That's kind of annoying. We try and avoid that with the map script, but MbL needed to take out that tree in order to take the shorefish. And he's docking at a relatively standard time for a standard civilization's dock. But keep in mind, other civilizations exist where you can dock earlier. Malians, Persians, Japanese. So I think I should be a little bit critical, even though Hindustanis have won here before. I think I should be a little bit critical of MbL to maybe not draft another civilization. But we'll see if he actually gets the win. If he gets the win, then obviously can't be too critical. We've had some killer houseboat games, man. We've had some good ones. We haven't yet had that, like, really long post-imp houseboat game, but there's been some solid ones. I think the most impressive houseboat game that I've seen... Actually, the best houseboat games have always come through Nikov, to be honest. Nikov versus Tata was really solid. And then Nikov, when he played Dogao, I mean, he showed how to play it. I guess it was more domination than anything. But all right, Dogao was housed for the second time here in this Dark Age. He drops off the food. He will click up. Little sloppy, nothing major. He's got 3 more eco units because he was much faster with the fishing ships. All right, MbL, 2 wood lines. Dogao is just going for 1 lumber camp. I like the 2 lumber camp approach because if you commit everything towards 1 lumber camp and then you lose it for whatever reason, which is likely to happen, whether it's army or a tower, you're not just stuck. And that's a feeling that is not so good. It's like, okay, I've streamlined my build order to 1 lumber camp so I can get my archer range out fast. And then suddenly you don't have a wood line, and then you're stuck taking stragglers and running all around the map. You also do have to run a pretty long distance to get back to your TC. So, yeah, there's the second lumber camp there for Dogao. I'm not sure if I like it. It's on that spot, though. I mean, he could have maybe gone a little bit further and gone to this wood line, but he didn't scout that. MbL will actually be faster to feudal age, and that could be because of the 23 seconds of TC idle time from Dogao. And that could mean that Dogao loses his scout. This is a very punishing game we play. And if Dogao loses his scout because of that, would not surprise me at all. And yeah, he's going to lose his scout. Dang. Good start for MbL. MbL adding the stable. Dogao has tons of food. Dogao just completing his barracks. So Dogao down a scout. Can't see what his opponent's up to. But he will add a spearman. He will also add a stable. So he's definitely guessing the correct thing here. See if any players want to send villagers to other ponds. There's only 4 fish on these little corners. They are important, but you'll find you move through them pretty quickly. Very rarely do you see sneak villagers to try and take out the fish, whereas on Cross you see that all the time. Yeah, Lucas, it would be really painful if Dogao wins this game here. All that we're going to talk about is how Dogao lost that one game, that very winnable game against Bad Boy in their series earlier today. And it was a game for those that missed it. So he had Hindustanis against Mayans, but he had a back stone, and it was all in eagles from Bad Boy. And I felt like there was a time for Dogao to just go to stone and make a castle and go gulams, which has been, it's half the reason Hindustanis are like unstoppable right now. Instead, he tried to go longswords, and it was working. He actually cleaned up the forward and the building and everything. And then he had a barracks, which was on 14 HP. And 12 eagles broke in and killed 17 villagers. And then he lost the game because of that raid. And what we were saying is that he needed to 3-0 Bad Boy. That way he could aim for a 2-1 against MbL to survive. But since he 2-1's Bad Boy, he needed to 3-0 MbL here, which obviously is just not the case for him. Well, I don't find the Sicilians pick to be quite as bad. I mean, okay, so I don't love it. I agree with you. But, like, it's not going to be something I look back at the same way as the actual game, you know? Because obviously, like, that we got to see that game play out, and it looked like he could have maybe had it. But yeah, still, Sicilians, man. Like, come on. What a weird pick. He also picked it. He picked it against Nikov as well. Sicilians, Burgundians. The only player has been picking Sicilians. You know what's so funny? God, I wish Dave was listening right now. Okay, so here's what's funny. Dogao told Dave and I that Sicilians suck at Red Bull Wololo last October. And Dave and I and Tato were all talking about how Sicilians were awesome in Empire Wars. And then, like, 5 days later, Dogao, after he died to them, like, 3 times, was like, oh, yeah, Sicilians are actually really good. Now, he starts picking Sicilians when they suck. He's like, he picks them in the wrong game modes. That's funny. Anyways, good damage here from MbL. This will be our first eco kill of the game. He also took a ton of hits on his scouts, though. This is like a third of a scout army. Very good defense from both players so far. We actually have a dock down here in the south. Then we have a dock in the north. Dogao doesn't know there's a dock. MbL doesn't know there's a dock, so they might just end up finding each other out there on the water. The lack of army investment from MbL is wild to me, though. I mean, I know he's got some numbers, but he's just going to go heavy spearman, heavy archer, and he's playing so defensive. It's almost like he's waiting for Castle Age. And honestly, when you're this close, why not? Definitely sending too many villagers to his golds. These villagers are not part of the wall. And I think he's fixing that now. And Dogao went forward. He saw MbL's archer range. He knows MbL's going to have archers and spearmen. So he's now going to make skirmishers with the Lithuanians. Combined with some archers, too. I mean, that's got some real potential to do damage there. MbL's definitely going to click up. But I could see him getting swarmed by Dogao's army. If Dogao were to find a spot, I mean, villagers could die everywhere. It's very rare on this map to just casually click up to the next stage like it's nothing. Dogao actually made a fire galley here. Great job from him to double check. And MbL is actually repairing the fishing ship right now. But look at this wood line. Like, that spearman goes down, and MbL is going to have to be pulled off this wood line. If this ranged army comes in, MbL's dead. And we'll see what he does in Castle Age, but he's starting to take some real losses here. We'll lose another villager. The ranged army for Dogao will simply go in for any spearmen that show up. MbL doesn't have a single blacksmith upgrade. He still has his army. Now his win condition is through these archers, so he probably won't want to show them because he doesn't want to lose them yet. But 5-1 eco KD and counting here. And normally you're seeing a whole lot more in the way of army. 6-1 eco KD. Still MbL having problems, but now he arrives with his archers and maybe he's okay. Okay, important thing to talk about. Is there a tower? Okay, there's a tower on the gold for Dogao. He's gonna need wood, guys. I think it was, what game was it? Oh, Say My Name versus Classic Pro. And Say My Name had sent 3 villagers to stone. And he just towered everything. And it looked so good. Because this type of play can kill you. The way Dogao has played this has been really smart. 7-1 eco KD. But these archers can run right into your eco. And you don't have the defense for this yet. MbL's economy is pretty atrocious right now. But if he can micro these crossbows, he could win the game. There he goes. Got villagers going down, left, right, front, center. Bodkin arrows on the way. Crossbow's not. MbL needs a market badly. He's really lacking resources. And Bodkin will obviously make a big difference in this fight. MbL continues to push in. This is Dogao's only wood line. He didn't lumber camp anywhere else. He didn't have a tower up. He's on the way up now. But he loses those archers. He's falling apart. He could also lose his fishing ships here. Meanwhile, neither player's fishing in that area. And MbL continues to move along. Honestly, the fact that he's continued to move along might save Dogao a little bit. Because the biggest thing Dogao needs is wood right now. But MbL's coming in with some camels and a scout. I think MbL might have assumed that a lumber camp is actually placed back here. Also, still no crossbow for MbL. And Dogao taps out. Feels like kind of an early GG. But yeah, MbL was extremely greedy. I mean, he lost, what was it, 7 eco. But he felt like he had the potential to kill more if he went fast Castle Age. And I think part of that is because Dogao knows he's relegated regardless. But, you know, he had a lot of work to do here. He wasn't going to be able to take wood all that comfortably. That could play a role. MbL beat every single player in this group. Every single player in this group. Also, I think if Dogao had a market, it's a little different, but he can't afford a market, and he's about to lose his lumberjacks. If he can afford a market, maybe he can do something. But, yeah, MbL wins the game. MbL beat Dogao 2-1, ACCM 3-0, Bad Boy 3-0, Nikov 2-1, and Tato 2-1. He gets a direct bye into the quarterfinals. And to make matters even more exciting for MbL fans, the way this league is set up for the first season is that the best performer who does not already have an invite gets an invite to Red Bull Wololo. And I'm going to pull up Liquipedia now. I need you guys to see this. This is really important. So the way, let me see if it's actually on Liquipedia. This is what it looks like right now. You had the second place and third place positions in different groups matching up against each other. So you had Leary. Leary was second place in Group C. He's matched up against Yo, who is third place in Group B. You have Velez, who is second place in Group B, matched up with third place from Group C. And then you have A and D matched up against each other. But anyways, MbL's in a position in this quarterfinal where he will face the winner of Velez Kapoch. And let's just say MbL wins against that player. If he makes it here, there's a good chance that whoever he's up against already has a ticket to Red Bull Wololo. Like, think about it. You've got so from RMS Cup, it was confirmed earlier today. Hera's got an invite. Tato's got an invite. MbL already has an invite. Yo already has an invite. Leary already has an invite. Doubt already has an invite. You're kind of talking about like Vinchester, Nikov, Jordan, Kapoch. Les has an invite too. And then MbL in terms of like that qualification spot. But, you know, it's another event where you have a player who maybe didn't deliver up to their expectations, and they are then meeting a very big name in an early stage. For Yo, he ended up getting third place in his group. And because he ended up getting third place in his group, he's matching up against number 2 from another group in Leary. But Leary wasn't able to best Vinchester, remember. So that's what things will look like. Next Friday, we have the round of 12. And then on Saturday, we have the quarterfinals. And then we have the semis, and we have the final on Sunday. And that's the plan.